One person, 3 spreadsheet, a 10 store expansion decision that could make or break the company. That's the reality inside most finance team. One analyst pulling the data, building the forecast, stress testing scenarios, shaping the board recommendation, all manually. Every new question means starting the whole process over again. What if you could build an entire finance department inside Claude and have it run the whole thing for you? Not one prompt doing one task, a team, 3 specialized roles that pass work down the line, the way a real finance department operates. By the end of this video, you will watch it go from raw company data to a board ready recommendation without me coordinating any of it by hand. Prompts, instruction files and data sets are there in the description. Let's get into it. What are you going to get from this video? Here's exactly what you are going to learn in the next few minutes. First, how to build 3 AI workers inside Claude, each with a defined role, a finance analyst, an FP&A strategy partner, and a CFO advisor. These aren't generic prompts. Each one has a skill file, a methodology, a rules and boundaries, just like a real team member. Second, how to connect them with a master instruction file that runs the entire workflow automatically. You give one command and the team runs in sequence. Analyst first, then FP&A, then CFO. Each one checks the previous one works before moving forward. Third, you will see actual output, a store analyst report, a business case with 3 expansion scenarios and a board ready recommendation deck. Real deliverables, not summaries, not bullet points, actual finds you could present in a boardroom. Let's start building it bit by bit. So here's an example. The company is Crave Kitchen, fast casual restaurant chain with 160 locations. It is planning to grow past 300 by 2027. Management wants to open 10 new stores next year. Before the board signs off, they need 3 answers. 1. Is the current business healthy enough to support the expansion? 2. Do the returns clear the investment bar? 3. What does the risk actually look like? In a real company, that question moves through 3 people, an analyst, an FP&A lead, and the CFO. I built that exact chain inside Claude using 3 workers. Everything lives in one project folder, split into 5 areas: company context, source data, workers, worker output, and the final deliverable. The context holds the executive briefing, the capital investment policy, and the board framework. These are the rules of the game, the standards every worker check against. Source data stays in the original system, Airtable, Google Sheet, Notion. The team finds it when it needs it. No copying, no reformatting. As each worker finishes, a new file appears in the output folder. You watch the store analysis land, then the business case, then the board deck. Same way work moves from desk to desk in a real finance team. I open a new Claude session, attach the project folder, and select Opus. What makes a worker reliable isn't the length of the prompt, it's the structure. I built every skill on 5 components: trigger, objective, project, context, and rules. First one is trigger. This is what kicks the worker off. For the analyst, it's the start of the workflow. Second is objective. Turn raw data into a clear read on business health. Third, process. Work through EBITDA, break down cost, rank stores, judge expansion readiness. Fourth is context, the executive briefing and store performance data. These are the files the worker reads to do its job. And the fifth one, rules. One output file only, and it's blocked from forecasting. That belongs to the next worker downstream. Claude inspects the project, builds the skill as a full package: skill file, methodology, report structure, Python script, test it against sample data, and I save it. The first worker is now a reusable asset, not a prompt I rewrite every time. Same session, same 5 components. What changes is the scope. First one, trigger. When the store analysis report lands in the output folder. Second, objective. Does the expansion actually create value? Third, process. Model 3 scenarios: 5 stores, 10 stores, and 15 stores. Run ROI, NPV, IRR, and payback period on each one. Number 5, rules. It can recommend the strongest scenario, but it cannot make the final call. That's the CFO's job. One thing worth noticing, my prompt refers to a capital investment guideline, but the actual file in the project is named Capital Investment Policy. Claude catches the mismatch and points the worker at the correct file instead of breaking. The most useful part, it doesn't just calculate return, it checks each scenario against the company's own policy threshold and flags whether it passes or fails. Now, I save the skill. 2 workers installed already. Third worker sits at the top of the workflow, takes both worker output, the store analysis and the business case, and turns them into a decision the board can act on. The rule forces a real answer: proceed with condition or do not proceed. Every claim tied back to evidence the other workers produced. A real CFO does not hand the board a maybe. I save the skill. All 3 workers are now installed. 3 workers, but on their own. They don't know when to run or in what order. That's the job of the master instruction file, the orchestrator. It runs the workflow, finds the data, invokes each worker in sequence, checks the output at every step, and controls the handoffs. It never does the analysis itself. It starts with discovery, locating every file across connected system without downloading or copying anything. Then it enforces order. Analysis first, gate check. FP&A second, gate check. CFO last. Once this file is in place, a brand new Claude session can open it and run the entire team from the top without rebuilding anything. Now let's start. Fresh Claude session. Attach the project. 1 instruction. Read the master file and run the workflow from top to bottom. Claude maps the project, finds the source data folder is empty and goes looking. Store performance data in Airtable. Expansion scenarios in Google Drive. Market assumption in Notion. It builds the file registry on its own. Then the team runs in sequence. Finance analyst evaluates the existing business and writes the store analysis report. I check the output folder, it's there. FP&A partner reads that report, evaluates all the 3 scenarios. The 10 store plan comes out strongest, the best balance between growth and execution risk. Business case lands in the folder. CFO Advisor reviews everything and surfaces the one tension in the plan. The expansion shows positive NPV, strong ROI, attractive IRR, but the payback period runs past the company's own policy limit. Instead of burying that, the CFO worker frames it as a board level judgment call and builds the entire recommendation around it. From 1 instruction, raw data to board ready recommendation. Let's look at what it actually produced. The store analysis opens as 12 worksheets. Revenue breakdown, EBITDA margins, labor cost, regional performance, store ranking, expansion readiness assessment. It reads the way a finance team would prepare it before walking into a meeting. The business case is 10 worksheets, 3 scenarios with full investment math. The recommendation tab lands on the 10 store plan with every number showing why. The board deck opens on the question, should we open 10 new locations? Answer on the next slide. Proceed with conditions. It walks through the assessment, the scenario comparison, the risk with mitigation, the conditions for approval. Final slide ties every number back to a specific worker output. Every claim on that deck can be defended in the room. That's the complete system. 3 workers and a master file. Raw data to store analysis, analysis to investment case to board decision. Once it's built, you don't rebuild it. New data comes in, the same team runs against it. This isn't a prompt. It's a finance department that feeds inside a project folder. Prompt, instruction file and dataset. Everything can be found in the description. If this changed how you think about using Claude for finance, like, share, subscribe to B10X Finance.